Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. In this world, if you as a country have resources or you have a very good geopolitical location, strategic position, you have only two options. You either are the servant of the United States of America, or you're going to be their enemy. Their enemy meaning you will be destroyed if you're not strong enough. How do you get strong enough? Having nuclear weapons. Without nuclear weapons, you will never be strong enough. The problem is they will not let you acquire those. Some countries got it and they have embargoes and they try to destroy them economically. Well, there's no other way. Now, if you're a country that really has no resources, has no geopolitical location that's advantageous for the big guy, you will be left alone. The second you acquire something that those guys want, you're going to fall in those two categories. Pum, pum. Friend or foe, 100%. In this case, we have North Korea. North Korea is a foe, 100%. The problem is they acquire nuclear weapons. And the problem is their location is very important as well. So the location was important for the Americans, right? They were not very friendly to America, let's put it mildly, right? Since the separation. And then they got nuclear weapons. So they got like 3 strikes right there. I don't know how much, how should I put it, resources they have, or or wealth and natural resources, but I think they have something that, I can't remember exactly what they have, but let's put it aside. It's enough with 3. Strike 3 gets you out of the game, right? So let's see here what's going on with little serious, big, bold woodchuck, Mr. Kim Jong-un. This article comes from Reuters. It's from November 26, 2022. This is the title. Kim Jong-un / woodchuck. Don't believe me? What do you think? Anyway. North Korea's goal is for world's strongest nuclear force, the woodchuck says. Well, I wonder why. Is there a way to turn back to being no non-nuclear country? Yes, there's only one way. If these guys succeed in the top and they put their weasels on top as leaders of North Korea, and then they will agree to be the democratic country, get rid of their weapons, basically sovereignty, independence, zero, done, kind of like, other countries. So, North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-un, said his country's ultimate goal is to possess the world's most powerful nuclear force, as he promoted dozens of military officers involved in the recent launch of North Korea's largest ballistic missile, state media reported on Sunday. The announcement came after Kim inspected a test of the country's new Hwasong 17 intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, and pledged to counter US nuclear threats with nuclear weapons on November 18. What did you expect? Lay down and die? And be raped before doing that? Building the nuclear force is for reliably protecting the dignity and sovereignty of the state and the people, and its ultimate goal is to possess the world's most powerful strategic force, the absolute force unprecedented in the century, Kim said in the order promoting the forces. Now, I don't take it as these guys gave it to me. It was another retard. They started, I'm going to let you know when the quotation mark starts. So that is, the translation could be very loose of what actually the order states. But the rest is this author's interpretation. The Reuters Joshua Smith interpretation of what he got out of the order, which I don't buy. All right, I like to hear the person and I like to read what he wrote. In this case, there's a translation. Now I'm starting. This is what Joshua says. Building a nuclear force is for reliably protecting the dignity and sovereignty of the state and the people, and now it starts the quotation. This is what is in the order translation. We don't know who its is. Its ultimate goal is possesses the world's most powerful strategic force, the absolute force unprecedented in the century. End quote. Now, if its is United States, the whole sentence will have a different meaning, right? So let's say I substitute its with United States. United States' ultimate goal is to possess the world's most powerful strategic force, the absolute force unprecedented in history. We don't know, because Josh tells us that he said what Josh said at the beginning. Building the nuclear force is for blah 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 blah. Okay? So I don't know. I'm not saying, but I think they try to build the case that this guy is an idiot, wants to get the biggest army in the world with nuclear weapons and blow everything up. I think that's the direction where these guys are leading my little woodchuck here. I don't know if he's little, doesn't look little, but anyway. He called the Swangsong 17 the world's strongest strategic weapon, and that's the quotation mark, and said it demonstrated North Korea's resolve and ability to eventually build the world's strongest army. This is what Josh said. It's not what this guy said. No quotation mark. And to aim for that, why not? But they will use that in the next articles that Josh will probably write, that, hey, he wants to blow us all up and he's crazy. We got to stop him somehow. All right? I'm just, fantasizing. Not that kind of fantasies. North Korean scientists have made and I'm quoting, wonderful leap forward. When I hear leap, I can stand that word because it brings me Mao Zedong with his big lips. And the big lips were like from the age here. Boom, let's have a leap. Oh! Okay, so that's the big leap. When I hear big leap, I'm thinking of Mao. Just so you know. Now I know I have some Chinese friends here that are always upset with me when I talk about Mao, or I talk about China, or I talk about communism in general. Well, what can I do? I have my own information and I don't have enough time to express it all. So let's go with the big leap North Korea is talking about. I hope it's not the same. Oh, okay. So one wonderful leap forward in the development of the technology of mounting nuclear warheads on ballistic missiles, Kim said without elaborating. Neither did you, Josh. And then he says here that the Hwasong 17, the ICBM, is capable of reaching the U.S. mainland. The missile launch prompted the United States, to call for a United Nations Security Council presidential statement to hold North Korea accountable for its missile tests, which are banned by Security Council resolutions. Oh, really? So United States called for the UN to, for the UN Security Council talk about these guys doing something illegal, but those guys are doing shit. They have this is what it is. It happens with these guys. They have a lack of self-awareness, or if they have self-awareness, that means they're kind of like criminal, because they do it knowing that they do something that is wrong. It was a vote about a week ago on General Assembly, United Nations General Assembly, condemning Israel for having nuclear weapons and asking for them to get rid of them. It was the only countries that were like 4 voted against this resolution, which was obviously United States. The guys here was Israel. I think, I don't know, some unknown countries, and that's it. Even I think Ukraine abstained for that. Okay, so then that was the resolution was approved, but what happened? Nothing. And the United States, again, another resolution was voted again, about a week ago, I made a video on that regarding the sanctions, not the sanctions, the embargo on Cuba. About 40 years or something, 6 years, how long that is, I can't remember. All right, embargo on Cuba, and this was the 29th resolution condemning the U.S.'s unilateral embargo on Cuba, making it illegal. How do you want to make it? Condemning it? What is the United States doing? And they asked these guys, hey, you broke the ICBM, blah, 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 blah. Shut your pie hole, okay? And the United States 29 times was condemned by United Nations regarding the embargo on Cuba. 29. So I don't know, maybe you wait 59 times for North Korea to do something about this. Anyway, man, and the missile clearly proved before the world that the Democratic People's Republic of Korea is full-fledged nuclear power capable of standing against the nuclear supremacy of the US imperialist and fully demonstrated its might as the most powerful ICBM state. Okay, they said it. Now, why do they have that? See how they're not invaded, not left alone, but they keep an embargo. So they're gonna hurt North Korea as much as they can. So if tomorrow, as I said, Korea gives up his weapons, allows NATO or whomever, United States, which is NATO, come over and inspect and stay there like they stay in Germany and in Japan still, all right, after what, so many years, from 1945, then everything will be okay. And they put in place a democratically elected, I don't know, a guy who was educated possibly in United States of America, like Saakashvili, for instance. There will be everything okay. All of a sudden, North Korea is embraced and back into the world community by order, overnight. So this is, as Khabib Nurmagomedov said, this is #1 bullshit. Yeah, what it is. You know, the MMA fighter, retired. This is #1 bullshit. Well, I think it is. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.